Oh, but because two weekend days is my relaxing time, so that's why I don't want to do anything except that is there any urgent meeting only.
Yes. I'm so sorry. We have to take this class on the weekend.
No problem. I have to
Thank
share
you.
with Hoàng that because Laura English is very good because this is the maybe this is the first language or second language, but with me it's just a foreign language. That's why sometimes some of the
Uh-huh.
words I can now pronounce so good, but I also want to share my knowledge to
Okay,
you.
sure,
Yes,
sure.
yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge.
Yeah, because you know that my currently is a Vietnamese company, so that's why I don't have chance to communicate in English. So sometimes I
Mm.
have a limitation, a constraints about the English speaking. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I totally understand. It's good that you have the chance to speak in English tonight with me.
Yes, and I also talk with Hoàng that after the finance concepts, if you have any question and you want to find to get a research about any fields, I also try to get something share with you at the end of it at the, on the Sunday, so no problem. Because
Okay,
sometimes
sure,
I
sure.
also want to share and need my knowledge for others.
Okay, okay, I understand. Thank you.
Yeah. So now we will start the sharing today. Already
Mm-hmm.
recording when? Do you want to record?
I already recorded.
Okay. Now, before I go to the new things, I want to review everything that we already
Yes,
shared for
please.
the
Thank
last
you.
class. Yes. So the class last we also talk about the budget and how to create an organized and effective budget planning of a manufacturing company. Now I want to share with you the tools also very important in the budget is we should to distinguish between the estimate and forecast, and we also should know about what's the difference of planning in managing accounting and finance. I know that this is very hard for you to understand about that deeply about that because you don't have more experience about the finance. But I think the concept also useful for you in the future to understand something concept financial concept deeply.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Yes, you don't need to remember on, but you just understand about that. So
okay.
once any person talk about that, you also have some knowledge about that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yes. Firstly, you know, I already shared with you about nine steps to create an effective budget planning. The first is understand about the company objective because we have to know about what the CEO want, what the shareholder want, and what the vision of the company so that we can create the goals for the at least the short term is the year, the next year, and the long term is about the 3 or 5 years. Secondly, we should analyze about historical data. Historical data is very important because we have to understand about the past. So we have to know what happened. Based on that, we will create the future. Because if you don't create any based on the historical data, historical reports or historical analysis reports, it's very hard to understand about current situation of the company. So by on that, it's very hard to understand about what a company have, what is the resource companies have. So based on that, we very hard to create the future. So that's why I talk with you that you should analyze the historical data to understand about the company resource.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm.
The next when we know about the company resource, about company's ability, company performance, next we will forecast the revenue. So we choose based on the research market, especially some of the companies, my company, for example, we have to pay a lot of money to get the survey market because you have to understand about competitors, you have to understand about the market, you have to understand about the consumer clients. based on that, we will forecast the revenue. And after we have the revenue which we want in the future, we also have to categorize the expense. Because once most of the revenue have to belong to with the expense, because you cannot create revenue with nothing. So that's why we have to build some of the expense, some of the cost to get the future revenues. That's why we have to understand about the expense and have to sum up, follow the group, suitable group. For example, I already shared with you that we have the at least we have the five big groups, because some of the company maybe we can divide more detail, but in my opinion, we should have the big group related to the spend. Firstly, we talk about the cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold is what is the spend we can produce the product. And the next is about the CapEx. CapEx is the cost we have to invest into winning the company. For example, we create the new machine, or we have to fix some of the old factory or anything related to the build anything new thing. This is called the CapEx. And the next is we talk about the sales operating expense, what is spent related to the sales team. And the next is about the advertising marketing expense. We stand for the A&M in the report, some of the financial report. You can see the E&M cost, and you have to understand that A&M is stand for advertising and marketing expense. And the next is about the G&A. G&A, what is the expense related to the office, related to the back office. So, and I want to remind with you that you used to ask me about why you see the three kind of salaries and the three group, because it depends on the what kind of cost we must into. For example, with the cost of goods sold, the salary also have in the cost of goods sold, because this salary related to the labor cost of the factory. And the salary you also see in the sales OPEX, because this is the salary, is the cost we have to pay for the sales team. And the last, we also see the salary also have the G&A, because what is the money we have to pay for the team, back office team, for example, HR, accounting, even the BOD. Most of them will be categorized expense. That's why I talk with you that you should distinguish the difference of the expense in the AOP report. Understand? Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And the five, we want to summarize about the include contingency plans. Very important, because you have to allocate most of the budget, and you have to reserve for the unexpected expense. The future always changes. We don't know about what happened. Even you have the repair for that, but you still have some of the reserve for them. And the next, we talk about the implementing monitoring and control. After we have everything, we should to find about the way we control it. So that's why some of the company will invest into the system. If you are the small company, you can invest into some of the local system, for example, Vietnamese system, or if you are Malaysia, you invest into a Malaysian system, for example. But if your company is the complicated company, you have to build the bigger international system. This is SAP or Oracle, something you can hear about. ERP. ERP is enterprise resource planning. This is the big procedure, but it's the general name. It's created and controlled by some of the international system. Vietnamese system is okay. International systems like SAP or Oracle is okay. But most of them is a system, and the way we want to control everything we create and we estimate in the future. You understand?
Yes, yes.
Yes. And the next we also talk about the key stakeholder regular revenue adjustment of communicate clearly. most of the last three things you see is the what we have to convince with the related departments, because we can do everything alone. So that's why we after we have the AOP's report, and everything you already open, you have to share with another department head to get they're convinced, and you have to get approval from the BOD, from the shareholder, even from the executive team, for example. Everything have to get the convince, have to get the approval from the higher level, and based on that, we will review the quarterly or review 6 months. Some of the company will review 6 months to see what happened, and sometimes we have some adjustment to suitable with the current company or current situation of the company. Sometimes we will keep, but if you are the best CFO, you will don't have any gap when you get the SMS for the AOP. And sometimes with the company, because you don't have the enough financial resource, or you have to do everything less careful. So that's why we have the gap between the planning and the actual very large. So that's why we have to adjustment. We have to adjust to suitable with the current situation. You understand why we have the adjustment? We have the approval from the stakeholder. We have to communicate to every department head clearly.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's why the 9 step will step by step to create the effective budget planning. Yeah, and so depend on the company size, we can cut some steps, but I think this is the overview based on the company, based on the plan. For example, with the simple plan is the individual plan, or the complicated plan. For example, for the manufacturing company, why I choose manufacturing company? Because this is the best complicated company, because it have a lot of operation activity happen. So another companies, for example, financial company or trading companies, or some of the educational center, they don't need to have on up the step, but I think this is the basic, and we should follow it. And if we do on up the step, it's very good to use get the effective budget planning and budget report. Yes, and now I want to share with you the new things about the estimate, the forecast. In the sometimes we hear about estimates, we hear about the forecast. In the normal, it don't have the difference between the two works. But in the finance, sometimes it had a little difference with the two works. The term estimate and the forecast are often used interchangeably, but have distinct meaning depending on the context. For example, you see that estimate, I define that estimate is an estimate is a root approximation or calculation, often made without complete information or detailed analysis. And the forecast, on the other hand, involves predicting future outcomes or trends based on data, pattern, and analysis. To clear that about it, I want to yes, the key difference.
Yes, I can see it now.
Yeah, the key difference of estimates focus on to the appropriation, often for present or the past, while the forecasts are project about the future backed by data or the trend. For example, when you have some of the number in the past, and you can estimate about, or based on the number we have some of the number look like that. But with the forecast, we not only a number, we have the trend, what happened and what is the trend of the number in the future. So sometimes we have a difference about that.
Oh, so I just want to confirm, for estimate, you can estimate the number, even the number is about the past,
Yes.
or it could be present and future.
Yes, right.
Okay, but for forecast, it is only about future.
Yes, about the
Okay,
trend.
okay, thank you.
Yes. And now, beyond that, I also want to share with you what is the procedure of creating a production planning and material planning at the manufacturing company. You know that there are some steps in the production planning. I want to share with you about the production planning and material planning. Why we have two concepts. You know that in the companies, for example, in the manufacturing company, after you have the AOP report monthly, you also have to get the forecast about what is the product, what is the number of products you will produce to supply for the market. And based on the sales demand, we will create the planning. Firstly, we will create the material planning, and based on the capacity of the manufacturing, we will get the repair, we will get the forecast for the production planning. So that's why you see two concepts, production planning and material planning. Material planning is what is the planning when to calculate for how many material we have to buy and what is the volume we have to buy. But the production planning, we have to based on a demand, we have to get the plan about which is the machine will be used, how many products will be produced, and when we will produce this product. That's why we see that in the production planning, we have 4 steps. Firstly, based on the demand forecasting, demand forecasting is some of the companies based on the sales operation, sales support department. Sales support department will based on the analysis, the consumer the consumer demand or the market trend or the sales data. They will predict the demand. And based on the data, we also have the capacity assessment. Capacity assessment is the planning, the planning department based on the demand forecasting they receive from the sales operation. They will evaluate the available machine, workforce, and plant capacity to determine the production limit. And based on that, the next step, manufacturing director will get the production schedule. Production schedule is they develop a timeline for manufacturing tasks, specifying priority and deadlines. And the last is the resource allocation. Resource allocation is the ways we assign the equipment, labor, and time to specific production process. Most of the step is the production planning. And the last is if everything already look like the AOP report, also have the step monitoring and adjustment for suitable with the current situation. For example, when we already have the production planning, but there is something related to any problem happen with any machines suddenly. So that's why we have to adjust. That's why we have the step monitoring and adjustment. Do you understand about
Yes.
production planning? And I also talk with you that the material planning. Sorry, because there's some of the opposite. Maybe so we have just the material planning before we get the production planning, because the material planning have to happen firstly. So material planning is I also share with you that the procedure, the total procedure from the sales demand to the production. From there are related to that we call we have the concept related to the supply chains. Supply chains is related to the sales department. this is the department to have to get the sale demand. The next is the planning. Planning department is the most of the person have to plan most of the material planning and most of the procedures planning. The next is about the warehouse and the logistics. Also told the supply chain. I don't mention about this presentation. And the last is the procurement. Procurement is also shown for the supply chain procedure. And now we just focus into the planning only, because there are many complicated when we talk, and I need a long time to talk with you and know the department related to supply chains. The supply chain, there are at least 5 departments related to the supply chain of a company: sales demand, planning, procurement, warehouse, logistics. So now we just talk about what is the planning department do. That's all. So department have to the duty, have to the responsibility to create the production planning and material planning after they receiving the sales demand from sales operation department. Based on that, they will react the material planning firstly. What they do the material planning? Firstly, they have to BOM. BOM is the bill of material. Most of it's the normal name, it's the recipe. Most of the producer also have the BOM or have the recipe to create how many kind of material turned to produce these products. It's called the BOM, bill of material. Do you understand about bill of material?
Yes.
Yes. And based on the material, based on the bill of material, based on the BOM of each product, the planner will calculate about how many material they have to send to the procurement to buy. What they base on? They base on the inventory management. How many safety stock they need? How many the material they need to get for the procedure and for the producing. And based on that, they will coordinate with most of the supplier, most of the procurement department staff to get the material they want. And the next step, you see that the 3 next steps don't related to the planner, don't related to the planning department. They will related to the procurement, because procurement based on that will just create the procurement planning, create the material schedule, follow the cost optimization, and they will feedback the procurement staff will feedback with the planner about how they can how many the quality and the quantity of material they support for the planning. And based on that, the planner will create the production planning. Production planning helps to base on the available material, or the material can be printed, can be delivered on time on the warehouse, and based on the capacities of the machine to calculate the production planning. At that step, do you understand about what is the production planning and what is the material planning?
I have a question. Um, is it should we do material planning first before we make the production planning?
Yes, because there's some I need to change the present for you. So there's some of the mistake
That's
about
okay.
the some of the mistake in the slide only. So we should
Okay.
have the material planning firstly. After that, we should have the production planning.
Yeah, yes, I got it. Thank you. Yeah, everything is clear so far.
Yeah, and we also I also want to share with you the difference between the planning in managing accounting and in finance. Some of the companies managing accounting is another name is MA is the team and finance is one team. But sometimes some of the big company, this is the different team, different with accounting. Accounting is just a reporter, make report based on the historical data. But managing accounting is the person will just analyze it based on this report to get to get the design to get the conclusion something what happened with the company. But the finance, especially CFO, will just talk about the future based on the historical data. So that's why you see different accounting team just deal to with text and manage everything reports, calculate the report or booking the data correctly based on the true number of the company. Managing accounting based on this report to analyze about the company situation and some of the performance of some of the department. But finance is raw the future based on the margin, based on the managing, based on the report, analysis report of a managing accounting team. Do you understand different the three team?
Okay. Let me just sum it up. For managing accounting, they just collect historical data and they analyze it. But for managing finance, they use the data to I don't know. They use the data to analyze it and talk and use it for the future. Is it right?
Yeah,
So
the
so managing
accounting
accounting. Yeah.
accounting
Yes.
is a booking. Accounting is a booking the data happen in the present, and they created the report. Most of the reports based on the data is book
Mm,
is called the historical data.
I
But
see. I see.
yes, but the managing accounting team is the person will based on the historical data with accounting already finished to analyze it, the situation of the company or adjust or guess the appraisal for the performance of any department. For example, performance of sales team, performance of HR, for example, and the finance by also the analytic report to draw the future, advise what company should do, what CEO should do, what department head should do in the future. The
Mm-hmm.
different
Yeah.
activity.
Yes.
So that's why beyond that we also have the different of the planning in the managing accounting. What is the different? Different lines in their focus, what they focus, what their scope, and what their objective only. So you see that accounting planning, what they focus primary center on recording, classifying and summarize financial transaction, and their objective is ensure compliance with regulatory standard and provide accurate financial reports for decision making. For example, some of the budget reparation, some of the tax planning, some of the tasks based on the past financial report which are created from the accounting team. They will analyze everything. They will to match with the regulation to get the adjust to get the conclusion about situation of the company for CEO, for the department head. But finance, I already shared with you, they get the different focus, they get the different objective, they draw the future. That's why they have to get some of the, they have to get the different view. They will focus into the investment strategy, company investment strategy. They focus into the capital structure planning or some of the assessing financial risk. Based on that, they will advise what CEO should do, what department head should do in the future only. So that you
Mm-hmm.
understand about the
Yes.
different. That's why that we have a different planning. For example, with the accounting planning, different with the finance planning. One
Mm-hmm.
team we focus into the historical data, analysis report. One team focus into the future based on the historical data only.
Yeah. Yes. I understand.
Yeah. So that is what I want to share with you for the second period about the sum up the financial concept. What do you have any question about this? My presentation.
Oh, actually, everything is clear. I don't have any questions. I think I just need to remember all the steps
Yeah,
on how to, how to budget, and
yeah,
of course the difference of estimate and forecast. And
Mm-hmm.
I also
yeah,
learned actually that the differences between different planning. We have material, production, accounting, and the and finance planning. I think
yes,
everything is clear. Thank you so much.
But
yes,
Lara, this is just a
Mhm.
very simple process, but in the real, so very complicated. A lot of
Yes,
the
I think so.
data, a lot of the data, and
yeah,
a lot of departments
Mhm.
coordinating. You remember Miss Yang teach you about a lot of the departments in the company. You see it?
Yes, I
Mm.
remember.
yeah.
Yeah.
In
Uh,
fact, in fact, in my opinion, if you understand about 9 steps, I share with you about how to create the budget planning. You will understand about how many department will turn for this procedure. It's not. It's, I think that because that you don't have more experience to turn any real project, but when you turn, you will have the basic knowledge. So if I understand for you turn easily.
Hmm, hmm. Yes, yes.
This is the basic knowledge about that.
okay.
Yes.
Liu Trúc, do you want to ask something? You understand the 9 step of mission guy and anything else? You understand the estimate, Liu Trúc? Estimate and forecast. Liu Trúc Nguyên, Linh Nguyên, can you talk to me? Linh Nguyên.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, today lesson I learned a lot and it's very clear and I also understand about the 9 steps and and also about the budget and the difference between estimate and forecasting and also between the financial managing and accounting.
Yeah,
Okay.
good.
Thank you.
Oh, in your company, you have to do. Did you have to enjoy the budgeting and
Uh,
AOP?
Actually, my company works in auditing and providing auditing and taxation services. So I don't work in these kind of steps, but
Oh,
I
okay.
that's gonna
Yeah,
help
because
me.
your company focus into the service only.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Have you ever give consultant to some of client and customer to make the AOP processing?
Not yet. I'm not that level yet, but hopefully that in the future I can use this knowledge so that for my consulting in the future. Yeah.
Okay,
In,
okay, Linh Nguyễn, your voice and your English skills, I think is very good. Maybe next week you can join with us to guide me class some of the subjects. It's okay?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay, please.
Thank you.
Okay, I be me to me. Okay, thank you. So a lot of the I think you audit your audit subject. I think very interesting. Miss Lara, you understand the auditing?
Yes, yes. I totally understand everything.
So can you they define some meaning auditing? May just
Uh,
suggest
au-
not right
au-
wrong.
auditing?
Yes, auditing.
I thought you were asking about the presentation.
No,
Auditing.
yes.
Um, yes, I don't have a lot of knowledge about auditing, but so far, what I know is
Mm,
they are analyzing the figures in the company, and checking if the numbers are correct, and
mm-hmm.
if there are some what is the word they use, the frequencies, what I think that's not the word.
The
Please correct me if
reconcile.
the like for example, at the end of the month,
Okay.
they're expecting the number should be like, for example, 500,000, but when they calculated everything, all the data, it's the final number is only like 400,000, 450,000. So there is like 50,000 um there is a 50,000 difference, which they call it, it's something similar. The sound, I forgot the word. I think it's an auditing terminology, but they have to investigate, or they have to
Investigate, yeah.
study, yes, why there's
Study
50,000
why.
difference. So I think
Yeah.
that's what auditing is all about, I think.
I think Miss Lynn can explain more for Lara. I think just short explanation. Lynn, could you?
Ah, the word is discrepancy. I, I'm
This
not
the
sure.
presidency. What does it mean,
Yes.
Lynn? Lynn Nguyen? Lynn Nguyen.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Do you understand, Miss
Mhm.
Lara, to try to describe something about the presidency?
Yeah. So basically, I understand Miss Laura is that during our audit, we will check the financial statements whether if it was
Yeah.
present accurate and careful or not. So what Miss Clara said is that about the disparity between what we found and what is presenting on the financial
Mhm.
statement of the company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we will check on that and we will reconcile, just like Miss Hank said, we will reconcile and then
Mm-hmm.
we will make adjustments so that
Uh,
we will
Yes.
ensure that, yeah, we will ensure that the final financial statement is presented uh,
fair and true.
fair and true. Yeah,
Yes, transparation, transparency.
yeah.
Yes, and can the investor can trust the financial statement of the company. So the auditor just make the confirmation and assurance about the financial statement is clear and true and fair before the investor and other then others people to look at the financial statement. They trust and they make the decision. Is okay, Lara?
Yeah, yes, I understand. Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I want to explain actually. Thank you, Miss Lynn.
Okay. Thank you, Blinks. Anything I want to ask? Lin Win.
Um,
Mhm. Lara, do you want to ask something?
yeah, I'm not sure if this is kind of related. Maybe Miss Lynn can answer. I was just wondering, since we're talking about, auditing,
Uh,
is auditing and bookkeeping the same,
No,
or is it different?
different.
okay,
Okay.
Miss In, can you
Oh
Different.
yeah.
I just get for you understand symbol ways that bookkeeping is often referred to some of the duty and responsibility of accounting team only. But the auditor is some of the tests you have to review and you have to get you don't have get adjustment. You just review and you sure that most of the happened, most of the reports, most of the numbers is
transactions? Yeah.
from the company suitable with the accounting standard,
Mm-hmm.
suitable with the tax regulation.
Yeah.
If
Follow. Yeah.
yes, suitable with the legal, some political or local regulation. If
Mm-hmm.
there is any different, the auditor will list down and ask the company whether they want to adjust or not. If they don't want to adjust or they can explain clearly, most of things will be declared on the audit report. So that's why
Mm.
investor or another shareholder will just use the this report to get the decision whether they should invest into this company or not. That's all.
Mm-mm. I see. So bookkeeping is they just record the
Mm-hmm.
Yes, record
record
the
financial
historical,
data.
yes, the
I
historical
see.
activity of the company only.
Oh, okay, okay. I got it now. Oh, so there's really big difference there. Oh, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Laura. Thank Miss In and Linh Nguyễn.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Yes,
thank
thank you.
everyone.
Goodbye.
Good
Thank you.
night.
Yes, thank
Good
you. See you.
night.
Bye.
Bye. Yes.
Yeah.